Whether you are a complete beginner to Outlast trials or an experienced player, these mechanics will change the way you perceive the game. Number 1. Dark Rooms. A lot of players think that darkness is a way of becoming invisible to enemies. However, this is not the case. Darkness is not invisibility, not camouflage, and not a hiding mechanic, but is a behavioral reset for the enemies. Enemies can still see you in the dark if you are too close, too loud, holding a bright item, and if you are sprinting. Therefore, instead of seeing it as hiding, look at it as making it harder for the enemy to maintain a chase. The best way to perceive it is as if the enemy has an awareness meter that drains at a faster rate when you enter a dark room. Whilst the enemy is searching for you in a dark room, they change their state to concentrate after becoming less certain. The enemy will slow down, stop sprinting, check corners, stop beelining towards your last known position, and even vocalizing differently. The game uses a hidden visibility timer for the enemy, which is why it's so important to break line of sight as much as possible during a chase. When you are in light, the timer drains slowly, and the enemy stays locked onto you longer, whereas darkness rapidly drains the timer and causes enemies to lose you easier. Another misconception in dark rooms, usually for newer players, is that the night vision allows enemies to see you better. This is untrue, as the enemies do not react to the night vision goggles at all. The best combination to use when in a chase is the darkness and corners escape method, as breaking line of sight after entering a dark room causes the enemy to enter search state and gives them path confusion, creating a huge time gap to escape. Number 2. Fully psychotic perks. Now you may be questioning what I mean by perks, as being fully psychotic in most cases is seen as a bad thing. However, being psychotic is not just the visuals, audio distortion, and threat modifiers. After passing the fully psychotic threshold, some enemies become less interested in you, tending to ignore you unless you are making extra loud noise or too close to the enemy. This is done as the game renders you as being punished enough, therefore focuses more enemy attention on sane players. Another perk that could be seen as a benefit is the fear of psychotic buildup is gone once past the threshold. This can either give the mindset of getting an antidote no matter what, or using the enemy ignorance to commit to high-risk, high-value plays without worrying about the bar. This mental freedom allows you to make more decisive decisions and reduces hesitation. This takes a very skilled player, as to make it extremely beneficial, you would have to learn the hallucination patterns, meaning being able to recognize fake enemies from real ones, learn hallucination audios to ignore, and to identify visual tricks created by the game. This allows the player to be focused on the real danger whilst having more resistance to it. To actually use this in a game, it requires at least 2 players. In the early game, all players must remain completely sane for this to work correctly. Only after the trial is around half complete, one player should head to a psychotic trap seen earlier or allow the pusher to spray them, beginning the psychosis. After the player reaches full psychosis, they should run into as many psychosis mines as possible, bait enemies, and complete as many tasks in high-risk areas. To make this work, the sane player should focus entirely on completing objectives to complete the trial in minimal time. This method can also be used to farm better grades. Number 3. The secret rooms. The secret rooms are known as confidential rooms, which are hidden in randomized locations that appear in almost every full trial and contain the most powerful items in the game. This room has been reported by some players to not have spawned, as there can sometimes be a bug causing the room to not spawn, or it can be very well hidden. If found, the room contains a master key, which is capable of opening locked doors and containers instantly without disappearing. Other loot typically contains things like large medicine, batteries, rig rechargers, and syringes or respawn pills in solo. The final thing in the room that can benefit the team are boosters to upgrade health, stamina, or battery, which will last for the rest of the trial. The exact room is randomized, however they appear in a set of fixed possible rooms. For some examples, in Kill the Snitch, the room often appears near the underground garage or the offices near the chief's office. In Cleanse the Orphans, the room is often found in the back of the boys' or girls' dorms, the chapel basement, or near Classroom 4. In Despoil the Auction, the room can spawn in the sauna, the crypt storage area, or a small storage room next to the kitchen. Number 4. The Crouch Jump. Crouch jumping is a high-level movement technique that bridges the gap between stealth and speed by exploiting the game's physics engine. To perform it, you simply trigger a jump and immediately hit the crouch button while in midair, causing your character to tuck their legs and land in a crouch position. The primary reason this is so effective is that it allows you to maintain the momentum of a full sprint while transitioning instantly into a silent state upon landing. Normally, sprinting into a room or landing from a standard jump creates a loud thud that alerts nearby prime assets like Coil or Mother Gooseberry. However, because the game registers a crouch land as a silent action, you can effectively leap across hallways or over obstacles without making a sound. Furthermore, crouch jumping allows you to clear waist-high railings and environmental clutter that would usually require a slow, noisy vaulting animation, letting you bypass trapped floor tiles or broken glass that would otherwise trigger a sound trap. By mastering this rhythm, you can navigate high-threat zones with the speed of a runner but the acoustic footprint of a ghost, making it the single most important skill for finishing trials with an A+ rank. Finally, Number 5. The Grunts. Although this doesn't help with anything in-game, I still find this fascinating. The true identity of the generic grunt enemies you see wandering the trials. While they look like random lunatics, many are actually failed regents, former players just like you, who didn't make the cut for rebirth. According to the Project Walrider case files, when a regent fails too many trials or their mental degradation becomes irreversible, Murkoff doesn't always kill them. Instead, they are subjected to identity scrubbing, fitted with those signature latex masks to hide their features, and released back into the trials as living obstacles. This adds a horrifying layer to the gameplay. Every time you bash a grunt over the head with a brick to save yourself, you are likely attacking someone who was once a teammate, now reduced to a mindless drone forced to haunt the very rooms where they failed to earn their freedom.